In one moment of frustration, you can do a significant amount of damage. I had dropped my orange plexiglass, this thing, and then I put this book on the side, kind of shoving it there. It ended up denting a little bit of the angle here. And there it goes again. Alright. I just finished wiping it too. Anyway. The book is called Unshackled by From Ruin to Redemption, Gene McGuire. It was from the book depository at the mailbox near here. You know what they call the... I forgot. It's a book library for the neighborhood. I had opened up this morning. It's in pristine condition until I did that right here. So, but I've got it kind of, shoved it back in, so it's okay. A little crinkly there, but love and care and concentration. Alright, so anyway, the pages. So yeah, don't get frustrated. Calm down, breathe. Because when it comes to books, I'm fairly careful with the edges and stuff, mint condition comics and all that. So I didn't think it would. It's stupid of me. So I still got these demons in me. I gotta calm down more. I know I'm trying to get to mom and dad, but I gotta calm down. This is a special book when I brought it down too, when I was bringing it up. I think what happens is I miscalculated. I didn't think that shoving it there because I thought it was. Trying to see, there must be. Okay, I miscalculated. Might be the lighting. It might be the lighting or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm never rushed. That's the thing. Oh, down. It's down. So yeah, breathe and calm down. Relax. Take focus. When you get something happens. Okay. So anyway, when I woke up, I was trying to remember something, and the first thing, this happened like in the library a long time ago when I said it's only test, and picked up a psychology book. I said it's only a test, but I turned to the first thing I turned to. Here it said something about drugs and trafficking, and then while I was perusing it down here, because I was upstairs before I showered, and I perused it. It said something about if you could change one thing in time or something, which is what my spoilers for my franchises I'm doing. That's one of those was the main things I do. One of the things I do on it. Actually, the changing the time, yeah, it is in the, it's not in the first ep of the new iteration of the franchise, but in one of the iterations I've been doing for this like past 30 days. At least in the last iteration, yeah. So I don't know what page it was. I mean, I could remember. It was one of the. Here it is. I found it. I remember the first. Interesting. Even the thing of the first night of the rest of my life. Huh. It's interesting. Strange the things you do and don't remember decades after they've happened. Hours in a bus back. So that was the thing. I was trying to remember something. I remember. Yeah. Then reading down. After I showered, then I read it more. I think it says. Then I would flash, in this third paragraph, then I'll flash back to New York City, roaches, drugs, and traffic. Had it really been me? Was it really that? I didn't read the second sentence of that. Just last night, just a false word, 24 hours ago, I imagined a new start in Canada. Okay. So drugs is part of the thing in my franchise about roaches, not roaches in here, or any roaches, it's they've disappeared and stuff. It's pretty much clean in here. Upstairs, when I think there was a paper. I think it was my sister's or something. I found it above me. Where did I put it? I put it near my backpack. Had like some roach stains on there. That must have been from like last year. Now this year it's fine. But then I turn it over and it says, let's see. Oh, here's another thing. It's sort of like a scene from a movie. Rather you was real and palpable. Let's see. Let's see if I can get the line about the I was told this was to be yet another telling the story about the attack guided by the walker. And it's actually a pretty false word in that way. That's the thing. I don't repeat myself that much because energy, glutamate accumulation, tired, gets tired. Here it is, page 43. Have you ever wanted to be able to go back in time to undo just one thing? Just a false word. If only, but here I was recounting the hardest to my too young looking and overmatched by the case attorney. Case here is used correctly. It's not government, doesn't work. It was nice enough. Let's look on page 30. Can you record that? Record that. That's on page 43. Have you ever wanted to be able to go back in time to undo just, which is false, with one event? If only. Here I was recounting the horrors of my too young looking and overmatched by the case attorney. Too would be a bad thing, so either he did something bad to look too young, but case is used correctly, it's in the government sense. Let's see what happens on page 36. 39 is where, interesting, another coincidental, 39 is where this guy smacked up to. So it's a reverse of the 36, kind of. That's interesting. 36 is where it ends. Oh wow. 36 is where the next chapter ends. There's a coincidental. Let's see what happens on this page. Should have put a house down. Asked me what happened to me there. What would happen to me there? The Texas government doing this. The first night of the rest of my life. That's interesting. Well, that's a coincidental. And anyway, it's documented. So, yeah. Let me put you carefully here since I've learned. Oh, wow. Okay, so I know to end these fastest, but oh, this is a recording of my, yeah, the notes and everything. Okay, the dream I had was interesting. I'm in a, I think I start, now this could be 50% off, but I'm starting with like the MPV van. I'm parked in a parking lot, and I get out and I'm walking this road. It's like a highway. It's like in the rural area, but it's busy. But it's got. You say rural? No, it must be like on the outskirts of a mega city. And it's like big, wide. It's huge. The median, the grass, and there's a giant, huge highway. But it's like one of those localized ones. So it's all black and maybe about 50 feet across. Huge, wide, and then the intersection of the highway there, but it doesn't have a lot of lights. In fact, it's like a small rural town outskirt. Actually, one of the small out on the outskirts, so it's like still inside almost of this big city. It's all brown, black, wide, white. The highway on the bridge. I think that's a bridge. Is there a bridge? Yeah. Yeah, what do you call it? The sideway, the access road. I'm looking at the access. It's far down. It's about 200 feet maybe down. 300 feet I have to walk. But it's super wide everywhere. So I'm walking, and I'm concerned that some cars would, like, I don't know, flag me down or hit me or something. Not really hit. Well, maybe some hit. not really hit, but it's more like you're like all alone and notice. So there's not that many cars, and I'm walking, and as I'm walking, all of a sudden, towards the intersection, it's wide and sparse, almost like a mall parking lot, but it's all, you know, huge and black and sky and brown, kind of like a giant, you know, like huge, like one of those cakes boxes, the brown ones, like cardboard color but brown building. On the right, everything else is clear. It's like all cut grass, really thin, so thin. And so I'm walking towards it, and on the right, nothing. Actually, I see the buildings. Yeah, I see the building there. Actually, there is a building where there's not a building, but it appears afterwards at some point, maybe. And then it's like, I'm thinking it's a college or something, and then there's like apartment buildings, you know, those regular apartment buildings you see in those suburban areas, standard ones, but this is kind of like one of those not poor, but yeah, kind of semi-middle class. It's not poor, but like a hipster kind of thing. It's like college. I say college. Okay, there you go. I go in, and there's like these hipsters kind of people. Well, you know, not hipsters. They're like preppy hipsters, kind of. You know, those like Oregon, Washington people, kind of cool. You know, those renegade, smarty people. And I'm in there. They're young. They're 30. They don't know what age I am, but we're talking, and it's the same kind of talk when people think there's something off about me or different. It's like as we're talking, they don't know my age and stuff, but they're sensing something. It's different, really different. Different. And I think it has something to do with the age thing, but you know, but then nobody says the word age. Anyway, at one point, the conversation would get up and it segues to like there's like a big giant closet, about 10 feet huge, tall, and up there it's like ground. It's like someone dug a tunnel, or not a tunnel, like almost like a coffin. I guess in retrospect, it's like a coffin. Imagine when you're digging a grave, it's that. So you got the, you know, the cut dirt and stuff, and up there it's like, so it's like, you know how you have the thing, the shelf, and then you can see there's two heads of like, almost like not Mexican, but like Middle Eastern. You can also say like Middle Eastern Mexican, kind of Hispanic, kind of dark brown skin, and they look similar to them too, like brothers. And there's some other people on the side, but I don't see their faces at all. It's all dark and stuff. And one of them is something they're asking me. One of them is asking me, who is Ted Cruz? Is he a senator or House of Representatives? And I think he mouths senator, but before he does, I say, I'm thinking, or I even say out House Representative, but I'm about to say it. But one of them mouths, senator. No, he mouths House. No, I think he mouths House. No, senator. And then I say he's a House Representative. No, I say what he says, a senator, or he says House, and I say House, and whatever the thing, I forget which way it is now, but I believe I think he's, whatever the thing is, I get it wrong because I say the wrong thing, but my initial answer was correct. I know in real life I believe he's a senator. So in the dream anyway, so then one of them, I noticed the other one next to him, and he's laughing, or they're both laughing, or everybody's laughing or something. And then I think that's when the dream ends. That's when I felt really alone, and when I woke up from that, I felt like I was abandoned and stuff. No, the dream didn't end there. Then we're walking backwards. Now they want to know if I'm staying or something. Actually, no, it's not that. Then I go outside and I'm hitching a ride, but they don't know if I'm leaving or not. And at one point I hitched a ride, I find it, and they're coming towards me, but then they say, what are you doing? Are you trying to escape? And then I think whoever was in the car simply leaves. I said, no, I wasn't trying to leave. I was simply trying to just go get to my car, which makes no sense, because why would you flag? Okay, no, actually that does make sense. You could flag in a car to get your car, but it's parked a long way. But I think I was only half being truthful, because I think I was doing like a preliminary kind of see of a place I could stay, but do like a, like kind of a pre-walkthrough, kind of pre-visit. So I'm in that kind of mindset where I'm in that mindset, situational mindset where my mind is, trying to halfway point where I don't know if I'm truth or maybe I'm half lying. So anyway, we're walking towards the car now. I'm towards the other side and other intersection, and now it seems to be some kind of like shops, or maybe it's the college campus. I don't know what, but it's got more things happening there, and my car is parked on the other side of that. So I'm kind of doing like a segue where they don't know where I'm parking, but we're walking towards it where I can actually, I guess, get to it. And we're talking. I'm trying to explain to them, no, I'm not trying to escape. And we're walking like, I'm not saying I'm walking the car, but it's implied, of course. You can kind of tell. Implied. It's not even implied. It's implied by the body language, and that's when I wake up. And I felt so alone. So I don't know if that's where I need to pick up, get faster. But I figured out a way after kept brain thinking about the story and stuff, how to get faster. Spoilers on my franchise. You match it, as I said before, but I forgot. You match it of their ethnicity to the countries they're from. So if someone's from Scotland or Ireland or France or whatever, you match that. So I matched the inside traders to that. There's 79, 57 plus 2. There's that white side guy added from the Garcia guy because he ran off with him. Election thing. And then I added on the newest one, which is Pam Bondi. She's brand new. She came in February to be AG. She was AG in Florida, but now she's AG of the whole USA. And so her one trade was the $1 million, whatever, Trump stocks, something. Liberation Day. Interesting, I say Trump is the biggest theft ever, but it may be only one time. Collectively, Nancy Pelosi might be collectively the most. It's like with Khan and the white people. Khan single-handedly as a leader, took over most of the planet, but collectively whites did. Okay, so that's a dream. The stories, more about the stories of it smacks up to 3, divides up into 3, basically. The inside traders, they're either Jewish or a redneck footballer or someone who is like adopted. In other words, not really about the family issues. They don't have a parent, some kind of parent's gone, divorced, or dead. So with the rednecks, because they want to, with the football, they want to keep the fame, so they name this out in juniors, junior here, number 3 and 4. So that's what the football thing is. And if they don't have the father, mother, or whatever, they are more prone to injury. So that's where the adopted thing is, or, no parent. And then the other one is Jewish. That's it. So there you have, separate out. It's perfect. From there, eventually I got to the point where, match it to there was other things I might have thought of in between that. So I've got it sped up twice now, speed. I should be able to, there's 60 about, right? So it'll take you say 60 divided by 20 hours in a day. I know it's 24, that's 3 days. So I'm thinking 3 days to create and process all the videos. And it'll take another 3 days about to upload it. So it should be able to finish a week now, which is awesome. Okay, now for the other notes. My brother peeing next to me. He got up sleepwalking. This was when we were very young. I think we were around 7 or 8 or 9. He got up one day, peed right next to me. I didn't even know. We had 2 single beds. It's like this, an angle one here, and then the door coming out and he's peeing here. That was funny. I remember Dad telling me or something. Anyway, Leah Thompson, Snarky J, I gotta see what comment I left on hers. I think it was about data centers or something. All I remember telling her in a couple of decades it'll be over. Paraphrasing for the rising the prices of the games and stuff. But I must have said something more substantial if I look at that. Leah Thompson. When I think of Leah Thompson, there was Ted Cruz thing. Yeah. Oh, the dichotomy. I got it. Dichotomy of the blacks being the leaders, the most powerful in the South. I need to integrate that more into the story. In the story that is utilized, they have the 36 archive knowledge of where they're all located. I need to expand on that more. Ted Cruz, Leah. Oh, with spoilers on Back to the Future, the scene where Marty sits down in number 2, and the mother sits on his hand. Before I thought that was kind of a screw up, but actually it harkens back to in the first movie when she pinches his knee with her hand. So that's actually planned, but they did it in a wide shot, so they didn't do it in a small shot, which would not make any sense to somebody who didn't see the first movie. So it's a little segue. Yeah. I mean, if they did a close-up on that, it wouldn't make any... Well, actually, that could make sense. Steven Spielberg was away doing another movie, Roger Rabbit or something, so he didn't do the second movie directing. But yeah, so that's a little tidbit. I don't think anybody... I think I did a comment on it maybe years ago, 3 or 4 years ago online about it. That's one thing I don't think anyone noticed except maybe me. Except maybe Steven Spielberg, whoever wrote it in. And then the other thing was, what's another one? Yeah, Thompson. There was another thing. It was, oh, I completely forgot there was a second movie. Second movie. What are the notes there? My car. Electricity. Oh, I remember now. Men in Black, as in Will Smith being, you know, he's like, he doesn't like being black. He's half black, of course. He's a mix. I don't know how much black and white he is. No, because it's brown skin. So, get it, Men in Black. He's like in his other movie, I, Robot. Robot means slave. He doesn't like his white. He doesn't like his blackness. So get it. He's a black man in black. He's a white man in black. Men in Black. It's like CIA, RIPD. Mix of Ghostbusters, spoilers, Ghostbusters, and Men in Black. Is that the 2 movies? That must have been the other movie, because there's no other note I can think of. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, Thompson, yeah. That's the second movie no one else notices, yeah. Will Smith hates his blackness. I mean, look at it, another spoilers with this other, with the Bad Boys thing, where he's dressed up in, you know, KKK, Michael Bay, jeez. Sorry to say it's Michael Bay. The exploitation of the Mexicans, Hispanics. In one of his recent movies, where the Mexican goes around killing people. The purpose of that scene is to kind of infuriate yourself with the Hispanics. Although recently I learned about, maybe for the past 3 months sometime, you know, they had enslaved blacks also, but it's all about location. Asians enslaved a little bit, tiny bit, but that's all, again, it's because of location, so Asians would have done it. Black people have basically been enslaved their entire existence. But they are the most powerful in the southern hemisphere, and then the Asians in the hem north. The whites are always in the middle. I think that's all the notes. Yeah, that's all the notes. Cool. Alright, so I gotta do Snarky J, integrate those elements I'm talking about, and Snarky J, and yeah, okay, cool.